Hi, I'm David Fleming from Disciples Ignited, a ministry that's focused on Jesus, advancing his kingdom and preparing his disciples. Today on Jesus in the book of Revelation, I want to talk to you a little bit more about John's ministry while he was a prisoner on the Island of Patmos. So let's get started. What I want you to realize is that Jesus had ministry that he wanted John to fulfill. Revelation chapter 1 verse 11 tells us about it. Let me read it to you from the NIV. Write on a scroll what you see and send it to the seven churches, to Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamum, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea. Now, it didn't matter that John was in prison. Jesus had a mission for John to do. It didn't matter that John was an older man. Jesus had a mission for John to fulfill. It didn't matter that John was in a difficult place. Jesus had a mission for John to fulfill. We need to understand it doesn't matter our circumstances, how difficult things might be. It doesn't matter the obstacles in our way. If Jesus has a mission for you to fulfill, he is going to make it possible. And that's exactly what he did in John's case. Now, there's several other things that I want to point out to you today about this. Jesus doesn't give such a mission to a novice. Jesus gave this mission to John after he had been thoroughly prepared. Remember, John was one of the original disciples. He had walked with Jesus, ministered with Jesus. He had followed Jesus throughout Jesus's earthly ministry. And now after Jesus had been crucified and resurrected, he had continued to serve the Lord as a faithful follower and preacher of the gospel. So he had proven himself for decades to be faithful. And you know what? That gives us a clear message. If we want Jesus to use us, if we want to be effective and fruitful, even in times of difficulty, we need to prove ourselves to be faithful. That means that if we want Jesus to call on us to do his work, be faithful every step of the way, because he's not going to give the big task to novices. This was a task that was going to be written in Scripture for eternity. So if you want Jesus to start using you, let him use you no matter what it is. Do it. Be faithful. And you'll find that the Lord's going to start calling on you to do things that he won't call on others, because he's looking for someone that has proven themselves to be faithful. Now, you might think that the job that the Lord has given you isn't so much. Oh, you're not the one to decide that. If Jesus gave it to you, then that means that he is needing you to fulfill it. Oh, you might say, well, if I don't do it, he'll find somebody else. That's not always the case. So be faithful to whatever Jesus calls you to do, and you'll find that as you prove yourself faithful throughout the years, that the things that Jesus calls you to do are going to be those things that require someone who has proven themselves to be faithful, is no longer a novice, but is a mature, faithful disciple of Jesus. You see, serving Jesus is a lifelong honor. Serve him well. Serve him faithfully. You'll find Jesus using you just like he has many others that have gone before us. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow.